Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought today we would do something a little different. I thought we would do a kind of like a little morning routine in the print shop, how I set my day up for success from the minute I step into the door. So I got in just a little bit ago, maybe about 10 to 15 minutes ago, plugged in my camera, got it all together. So nothing in the back is set up. All I did was turn on the air conditioning. So I'm going to take you guys with me and show you how I set up to make sure that we are ready for success. But first and foremost, we always need to make coffee. So let's go do that. But before we do that, we will turn on all of the printers and let them get calibrated and make sure that they are ready to go. I'm going to end up probably running all 4 printers today. But while we make coffee, we're only going to get 1 and 2 started. So I'm going to go turn them on and then let them get calibrated. They'll be ready when we come back from making coffee. We'll get them loaded up and then we will get the other 2 loaded up. And now let's go make some coffee. Coffee is being made, I like to come out and start getting all of the files downloaded for the day because we do have the software on 1 computer, so we do have to make sure that they are spread evenly, like the files throughout all 4 printers. So I'm going to go in, see what's in the queue for needing to get printed today, and then we will load them up so that by the time the coffee is done, hopefully we will have some designs ready to go. Okay, so I got a lot of computers or a lot of files downloaded onto the computer. Now, one thing we do have to do is make sure we're prioritizing the files. So if there are some that are needing to go UPS, we have to get those shipped out or printed first because obviously, as you guys know, UPS usually comes first with the shipping because they have a earlier cutoff time. So we need to make sure all the orders that have to go UPS need to get dropped or need to get printed first so that they can go. I think there was only 1 that was strictly UPS, and then I think there is 1 that is just standard. So we might ship that one UPS depending on the price of it. If FedEx is cheaper, obviously we'll do that. But let's get these loaded up for the DTF printers. All right, so while that file rips, I'm gonna go grab my coffee and then we will get the printers kind of straightened up, get all the powder off from yesterday, and then we'll load up the prints and get them cleaning. All right, so we have enough files to get printer 1 and printer 2 loaded up. So let's start that. I'm gonna work on cleaning first printer 1, and then we'll move on to printer 2. I like to set them, I typically like to load up all 4 printers at different times because it allows me to like focus on one and make sure that it's perfect, and then I can move on to the next and make sure that's perfect rather than clean them all at once and then be like, oh, that one's good, that one's good, that one's good, and then having issues further down the line. So that's what we're doing right now. Printer 1 is getting ready to finish up, and I just ran a cleaning on it. So I'm going to work on getting the top of all of the printers cleaned off, putting everything back where it belongs. Typically like to do this in the morning. I try to do it before we leave at night, but sometimes we are just running out of here and there is not enough time. We're working on it now, just cleaning up any oil that got in there. getting all of the toy that we got a couple weeks ago to help us keep everything in line. But that's what we're going to do right now. And then hopefully by the time printer number 1 is done cleaning, we'll at least have printer 1 set up and ready to go. I actually have already have film kind of in there. I just need to move it down a little bit and get everything cleaned off before the day. So printer 1 is in a pretty good shape to just be ready to go right away, and it just finished cleaning, so we're going to run ahead cleaning on it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so it looks not too bad. There's a little bit of a gap with printer. Let me see if I can zoom in on there. On the cyan right there, right here. So we'll run one more cleaning and see if we can get it to perfect. It is pretty typical to have to run a few cleanings. I would say on average it's usually about 2 cleanings per printer in the summer, just to get everything flowing through. In the winter it can change because of the humidity, and the air in here can get dry, and sometimes it's a little more. But we have started using, like I said, like moisture capping solution. Make sure you're using it, and that has helped tremendously, as well as keeping humidifiers. But that's only through the winter because it's already humid enough during the summer in Texas. So it looks good right now. I think one more cleaning and then we should be good. Another thing I like to do is I like to check that to make sure that our ink levels are all good. On printer number 1, I actually filled them up yesterday, so they look perfect. I do think we're going to need to fill up some on number 2. I see a magenta that needs to be filled possibly. So we'll do that when we move on to the printer 2. All right, printer number 1 is good to go. I got all of that set up. I also filmed a little clip to show you guys. So after that one cleaning, it was basically ready and perfect. Now I'm going to run a cleaning on printer number 2, and then I'm also going to go get the magenta to make sure that we are not running low on that. I think it might use a white ink as well. I'll double check, but let's go grab a magenta and make sure that printer number 3 or 2 does not run out. Okay, so both printers went up perfectly today. I think it was because they ran perfectly yesterday, and sometimes when you run them like day after day, they just work well. So we have printer number 2 and printer number 1 printing right now. I'm going to work on getting printer number 3 and 4 up, but I also want to work on getting, we have a screen print transfer order, so I have to get work on getting that as well. So it's going to be a busy day. But let's start by adding powder actually into these printers, because if they don't get powdered, they're not going to stick. So I am going to work on getting that already. I have literally powder on me from digging in from cleaning off the dryer. So I think printer number 2 is actually going to finish up rather quickly here. So I want to make sure that I also have the next file ready to go. It's going to be a busy day, but every day does look different in terms of like what my mornings look like. Usually it's just getting the printers right up when we get here and letting them run. And then everything else kind of just falls backwards or falls into place after that. Whatever needs to be done, needs to be done. But essentially getting the printers up and ready for the day is going to be the first and most important task. So let's go check for the orders, make sure none others came in that we need to look at, and then we will get working on that screen print order. Okay, so like I was saying, once I have 2 printers up for the day, I typically like to sit down, see what is on the agenda for other orders. If it's going to be a print heavy day, I will load up the other 2. If it's going to be more of a computer heavy, have a lot of things to get done on that and not too many prints, or it's like really early and there's a lot of prints, but some of them chose later turnaround times, or whatever the case may be, I like to sit down and figure that out, because it is a full-time job to run between all 4 of these printers. So I need to make sure that I am staying on, not only on top, but that the prints themselves are coming out well. And I need to also make sure I'm not neglecting any other tasks that have to be done. So like I said, today there is a screen print order I need to work on. That's going to take some time to kind of just figure out what needs to be done. But that is okay. We're going to actually work on this, and then we will see where that lands us. Printer number 2 is almost done with the first file, so I need to make sure I also get the next one. See, guys, it's just you're running in every direction. So I need to really just sit down, map up the day, see where we need to go, and also fill my water. Make sure you hydrate. Okay, I got the color all mapped out for the custom color. Got printer number 2 loaded up with this next design, and printer number 1 is getting ready to be loaded up for its third design. So we need quite a few colors to make this color, so I'm very interested to see how it's gonna go, but I'll take you guys and show you how it does. Again, every day is different. This isn't gonna be every day for me, but today, this is what today's looking like. Okay, it's actually nice that we have this little thing now, but I'm gonna go get all of the colors. I need to take a picture of it. Okay, so the colors that we need for this one is right here. It says lemon yellow, royal blue, orange, golden yellow, and violet. And it looks like the main color is going to be the lemon yellow. So let's go grab all of those. Lemon yellow, golden yellow, got lemon yellow, golden yellow, 2 types of yellow. Oh, where'd that picture go? Royal blue, orange, royal blue, orange, and violet. Guys, I don't think we've used this violet in a bit. This is like very rarely the use of colors. All right, I'm gonna go get a scale and a cup and we will get mixing. All right, guys, hopefully you can see all of this. But, all right, we're gonna start with the lemon yellow right here. And this says, so we're making 100 grams. We have 145 of the screen print, so I'm gonna try to make double. So if, let's see, 76, let's do our math, 154. So it's a little extra. We'll just take that into account when we do the rest. So next one we're gonna do is royal blue. And this one we're only doing 1.75 of the royal blue, but I think because we're doing double, I'll just do like 4. So we did that's a lot. Okay, so got the color all matched and ready to go. I'm just going to work on getting that loaded up. But before I do that, I want to make sure that printer number 2 and printer number 3 have enough files to get us through while I am printing that. All right, I had to pull my hair up because it's getting toasty in here. But usually Alex and I can knock out screen print orders together, but I think he's a little busy today, so I'm probably going to start doing it myself, and then maybe he can jump in a little bit later. It's only 145 sheets, but between running through all the printers and making sure they're good, that's kind of why I didn't want to load up 4 today. But let's get started on that screen print order. It feels like it's been a long quote-unquote morning because I've been filming, but it's literally only been like an hour since I started this video, so we've been very productive so far.
We've been living in sin so long.
Alright guys, it is actually much later. I ended up not even getting that much more content because those screen print transfers knocked me out. And then on top of it, I had some last minute orders come in, so I had to watch the DTF printer. So it was a very busy day, but I am going to be back. But that was just a little glimpse into our morning here, how we get started, how we get our DTF printers set up, and kind of just the processes we take right when we come in the door that helps set us up for success in the long run. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.